Well, I was walking down the road one day. I looked up, and guess what I seen? I seen the little spaceship flying right beside me. The next thing I knew, it was landing. I turned around to look, and the little green man, he got out of it. Boy, how he could cook. He looked over at me and kind of took my hand, and I looked down. I said, "Hey, man, what you doing down there?" And that's when he said, I looked down. I said, "Hey, I don't understand the words you're saying." He just kind of nudged his shoulders, kind of looked up at me and put a frown on his face. And I said, "Here, I'll hand you some paper and a pencil. You just write it down for me, all right?" He kind of shook his head, yeah, you know. And this is what he said. I said, "Hey, look, I can't read this. Let's think of something else, alright?" "Hey, I know. Charades." That's when he kind of stuck his hand in there and pointed at a star above. And he looked at me and he said, "Well?" I said, "Look, this ain't gonna work. Draw a picture on the ground down there on the dirt. Here's a stick. Right down the side of it, what you talking about?" He said, I said, "Alright, if you say so. But here, write down what's talking about that." So he took the stick and he drew a circle. And I said, "Hey, that looks familiar." He wrote down underneath it and it said, "Buddy." I said, "Hey, what is that?" He said, "Buddy." I said, "Alright, you say so." Then right above it, he drew the sun. And I knew that was it. Then I looked down on the ground. What did you see? He was throwing a fit. He was hollering and screaming this. Next thing I knew, he was getting back in the spaceship, closing the door up on me. And I hollered at him, I said, "Hey!